All right. Greetings, everyone. I hope that you are all doing very, very well. Um, I'm touched by a two missing children. These kids are in Nova Scotia, and this is their mother. And so the little girl, Lily, is 6 years old. The little boy is 4 years old. And so we're going to take a quick listen to mom's experience. And then I really wanted to get this out. The kids went missing Saturday, Lily and Jack Sullivan. And it's very similar to like Monkey Vaughn. It kind of has that feel to it. So I wanted to go ahead and get this out. They have scaled back the search as of today. So that is a very dark and sad time for these families. So they have scaled back the search. And, at this point now, the kids could be anywhere in Canada or the United States. And so I think it is dramatically important to get their faces out there. They've been looking for them. They've pulled back on the search efforts at this point. So now it's time, get the faces out there, start telling the story, try to get interest in the public, eyes in every state, eyes in every province in Canada. That's really about the only way to do it at this point. So I will be quiet now. This is Lily and Jack Sullivan's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, I believe is how you pronounce that. Malaya Brooks Murray. And I will be quiet now.
I'm just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next room beside us. And I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. And we get up and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet. With the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
Well, they are beautiful, beautiful children. There was another picture here. It was a little bit more descriptive. Hold on. Let's see if we can find it really fast. I guess I can quiet it while it plays through. Yeah, I had not heard about this until this morning. And then when the first search that I did about it, and they said that, they were scaling back the search. There we go. So it looks like the kids are a little younger there, maybe, but there's going to be another one. They look a little bit more like a 6-year-old and 4-year-old. Yeah, that one right there. So these two sweethearts are missing. I'm just a bit disheartened by another autism description. You're right. Like with Sebastian, we were led to believe that he was almost like nonverbal, and very low functioning. And then it actually comes out, no, actually he'd only recently received his diagnosis, which suggests high functioning autism, because most teachers and healthcare providers are pretty adept at picking up on what autism looks like, the presentation in the office. And to find someone that's just now getting diagnosed at 15 years old, that is a kid who's doing reasonably well, doing pretty good. And I've reviewed some of the videos of Sebastian when he was small. He doesn't present as a kid on the spectrum when he's small. So I would make the case potentially, possibly, that maybe what we're actually seeing, the thing that got him that autism diagnosis may have actually just been trauma. It may have just been him decompensating, developing compensatory behaviors because he was overwhelmed and filled with anxiety. And there will be people that will do evaluations and things like that, and those answers will eventually come when there's an arrest. But in this case with Jack and Lily is 6 years old. Jack is 4 years old. We hear the mother refer to they could possibly be on the spectrum, but she doesn't say they are named or identified as being on the spectrum. And she does identify that there is a man who is not the father of the kids living in the home. Daniel, I think she called it his name, Daniel. And I felt a bit uncomfortable with the description. It seemed like she feels very defensive, perhaps, like she doesn't want people to be accusatory, because she's like, well, we never let them outside to play without us. That's like one of the first things that she says. But then she follows up by saying they were outside playing, but we didn't know that. So I think it is just that the kids got out and, she's feeling guilty, afraid of criticism, that people will say, well, why were they out? Like, why wasn't somebody with them? They're too little to be outside alone. So I do recognize that parents are, when they have a missing child, they're hyper aware that there's going to be millions of people watching the story and having opinions. And so I wouldn't necessarily say that her defensiveness might suggest a problem. But I think it's important to note that she does seem to be worried that people might look at her in a way that would make her culpable. And, with Monkey Vaughn, he was outside playing, right? it wasn't anything, no one had done anything wrong. It wasn't anything that was, I mean, kids like to go outside. They don't want to stay in all the time, and they want to go out and play, and kids go out and play. That's just it. So I wouldn't necessarily say that was a problem with the mom. I think she's just really frightened about what people might think. But they, she is appealing for people to notice and keep an eye. And if you see two kids, she did suggest she doesn't know if they were abducted or if they're simply lost in the woods. I think that they're scaling back the search suggests that the cops, law enforcement, feel maybe like they've pretty much covered everything as well as they could. So now it's time to consider abduction, and everyone, wherever your home is, whatever store you buy your gasoline, just keep your eye out. These kids are striking because they're very attractive children. And it should be, relatively easy to recognize them. Sweet Melissa, thank you so much, Sweet Melissa, for becoming a new member. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. So we will, hey, Junie, good to see you. KJ Mack, welcome. Good to see you. YouTuber Blue Bella. She left the home and Daniel with their 18-month-old per request from Children's Services. CPS said if she wanted to keep custody of the 18-month-old, she would have to go stay somewhere else. Well, okay, so Blue Bella, you've got the details here that I don't have. Like I said, I started one search on it and I thought, okay, well, if they're scaling back, we need to get their faces out there. So Blue Bella, so who were the kids supposedly being cared for if the mom was told to leave the home? Thank you, Cinnamon Hot. Thank you so much. She wanted to keep custody of the 18-month-old. She would have to go somewhere else. Okay, so I'm confused, Blue Bella. Why can these parents take responsibility for their children? No, Sophie, come over and sit by me. I'm with you. It is not hard to take care of little ones. It is just not hard. If you're sober, if you're not using drugs. She was told to leave the home after the children came up missing. Or is it someone else's house, Blue Bella? Like, is there anyone living there, or they're gone from the house now, leaving investigators to come in and do a proper investigation? I'm sorry, Sumner County, are you paying attention? Like, maybe we should be preserving homes where children go missing as crime scenes, right, Eric Craddock? Might be a good idea. Sorry, my temper flared. The one I am serious with is Coos County Sheriff's Department, Oregon. Spent 15 years living in Coos County, and to think they're ruling Joshua McCoy's death an accident. Absolutely ridiculous, Cinnamon Hot. You still doing the other live you have scheduled? That was for one. It sounded interesting. I'm going to have to reschedule that, Blue Skies. And the reason I have to reschedule it is because I got a same day appointment, like an emergency appointment for work. So I've got to move that. Yeah, I'll do it later on though, tonight, I think. So Blue Bella she was told to leave. So is the house now just sitting empty? The cops are like evaluating the scene, processing the house as a potential crime scene, or what are they doing? Or maybe we don't know. I'm gonna do that right now, Blue Skies. I really wish that I did not work as much as I do. But you got to work, right? So, So I'm going to reschedule. Please don't feed the trolls. We're going to do that. Let me edit that. We are going to do that at tonight. It's 7. I think I can do it actually. Can I do it at 6? I think I better do it at 7. I think I've got something else going on that I have to do. Okay. Is that the one that you're referring to? Is please don't feed the trolls? I assume Daniel is still there. I guess I'm confused, Blue Bella. Okay, so the mother, Michaela, is living in the home. It's Daniel's home, and the kids went missing. And so they said, you've got to get away from Daniel. Daniel spoke about her leaving and leaving him there alone. He sounded heartbroken. I don't know what's up with that. So basically, she was ordered to get away from Daniel. Is that kind of it in a nutshell, you think, Blue Bella? That Daniel is the CPS's concern? Very, very strange, Blue Bella. And again, you know, I did a live several weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that these missing kids where the parents are found to have or suspected to have hurt the kids. Always the same story. Pre-existing contact with CPS, right? Known anger issues. It's always the same story. It's heartbreaking. So now you're telling me this, Blue Bella. I didn't know that she had been asked to leave the home. If CPS had that much power that they could tell her in days after her kids go missing, either you leave or we're taking the 18-month-old, that means there's been an investigation. They must be worried about Daniel. Maybe they had some evidence of Daniel doing some hurting, not being a very kind person to the children, perhaps. All right. Wow. Interesting story. Blue Bella, thank you so much for the information. Yes, I believe that's what's going on. Thank you, Blue. I appreciate that. Okay, y'all. I do have to go. Get the pictures out there. Get everybody in the United States looking. There's 50 states. If we have just 5 people in each state, that is a lot of people looking for 2 little faces. And maybe this time we'll get lucky, like in the case of Elizabeth Smart, right? All right. I'll have a great afternoon. I will be back to do Please Don't Feed the Trolls.